JeromeTronic. Okay, so I've been battling this back and forth ever since I went to go see it. So I went to go see Ant-Man and Wasp Thursday, but now it's Saturday and I'm just now reacting to it. So I still got some of the movie still in my head, but not all of it. So if I don't hit on all the points, then bear with me. It has been 2 days removed since I've seen the movie, but I'm gonna try to recap as much as I remember. So Ant-Man and Wasp movie review. Let's go. So it started out with Hope, her father, I forgot his name, but they was talking about how Ant-Man came back from the quantum zone and he like was alive. Well, that was piggybacking on Ant-Man, the first one. So they was like, man, if we can build a machine, or if we can do the same thing, if Ant-Man can do the same thing, there's probably a chance that Hope's mother is still alive and they can bring her back to life too. So they tried to do that. They went to some buyers. They had a little quantum zone device thing that they had, wanted it, so they went to the deal, and then that went bad. Not for Ant-Man then, because Ant-Man, he was under house arrest ever since why was he on house arrest? He was on the house arrest for something. Anyway, he was on house arrest, so he couldn't leave. And he been having he had a dream that he was Jane, Hope's mother. So he had a dream of that. So he called Hope and her dad and telling them about the dream. So that's when they got him out of his house. But he was worried because he's not supposed to be out of the house, but they got that covered. They had an ant disguised as him. So, because he's on house arrest and parole, you know, the ankle thing. But anyway, yeah, so they went to the deal and the deal went wrong. They didn't get what they wanted, but once Hope put on that Wasp suit, they got what they needed. But there's a new villain called Ghost, so she went ahead and beat up Ant-Man and Wasp and took the thing. So when she took it, she had it for her because she was about to die, because she needed that in order to stay alive. So they needed help. When they got help from Hope's dad, old partner from S.H.I.E.L.D., well, Lawrence Fishburne, they went and asked for help, I guess, but he did not offer his help. But later on, they found out where it was, Ant-Man and Wasp, so they went to Ghost's house and got it. But Ghost was still up. She was up, and they did not know. So she tied him up, and then found out Lawrence Fishburne was working with Ghost, because him and Ghost are like, they found each other when they was like in younger days. When she was a child, he found her, so he tried to help her to get well ever since. But after that, while they was tied up, Hope's dad acted like he was having a heart attack. So they was like, get help, give him his pills, give him his heart medicine. And then once Lawrence Fishburne got the heart medicine, Ghost saw it was a trap, but it was too late then. They got free, and then the ants was bombarding them. And what else happened? Oh yeah, they got the quantum zone machine, and they tried to figure out how to make it work. While they was making it work, and Ant-Man, he was looking out into the quantum zone, and all of a sudden he came back to life. Not came back to life, but his memory got jogged back again, and it was actually Janet, his Hope's dad's wife and Hope's mother, that was in Ant-Man. So she was talking, and she was saying the reason why it's not working because it's the right algorithm. And I'll tell you one thing, Paul Rudd that's played Ant-Man, man, he ought to win the best acting in a superhero movie for this year, because he did a great job trying to act like a woman in the movie, man. He did a great job. But yeah, he was Janet, and Janet was telling them all the coordinates to go to get her in the quantum zone. So after that, after Janet went away, they tried to hurry up and figure out a way to get her, but around the same time, Ant-Man told them that yeah, the cops is on their way right now, because he let his pals know, and the pals and somehow the cops or they told the cops, or the cops just figured out where it was, and he had to go back to the house before they locked him up. But the cops already had their friends in custody, and oh yeah, and the buyers, the dude who the Wasp beat up in the beginning of the movie, they came back and tried to put some truth serum in his friends to try to get him to talk. But actually, you know how his friends is, he all over the place, so he actually was telling the truth about everything. But really, except for what he needed was, where was Ant-Man and Wasp with the thing. So we're gonna fast forward past that. What happened? What happened next? Oh yeah, and then so the cops knew that where the Wasp and her dad was, so they had to move. They had to relocate. But as soon as they shrunk the building down, the cops all surrounded them. Then they was off to jail, and Ant-Man was back at home, and he talked to his daughter and was like, "It would be cool to have a sidekick." And when he said, when she said it would be cool to have a sidekick, she was talking about herself being Ant-Man's sidekick. But he was like, "Nah, it's too dangerous." Then she was like, "Well, yeah, you're right. But what about Wasp? She's a pretty cool sidekick." So she was like, "I think you should go and help them." So he went and helped Wasp and her dad escape. So he helped them escape. So then they went and tried to go back and get the little thing to go in the quantum zone, which they did, got it back. They tricked Ghost and Lawrence Fishburne. They tricked them, they got the thing back, and now they're on the run because here comes the dude, the buyers from the beginning, and yeah, they're trying to get it back. And Ant-Man's friend also was along the way to help him. They tried to get it back, but it didn't work because Ant-Man and Wasp was kicking tail for a good bit, and all of a sudden the buyer dude, he got the thing and was running away from it, but Ant-Man, he blew up in enormous, size and got it back. He got it back and gave it to, I think gave it to one of his friends, but at the same time, Ant-Man was so big that he just passed out in the water, so Wasp had to go and shrink him back down to size and get it, and get him and put him back to his regular size. So once they back to their regular size, they went to the lab. Once they went to the lab, wait, hold on, go back right quick. Hope's dad was the one that went into the quantum zone to try to find Janet, and while he was doing that, they was out there fighting and trying to get back to the lab where they can but bring him and Janet back to the real world, which they did, by the way, because Ghost, but at the same time, Ghost was there and she tried to revive herself too, but if she would have revived herself, that would have killed Hope's mother. But luckily that didn't happen because they stopped her, and once they brought Hank and Janet back to the real world, they had a little touching moment. Hope and her mother. Now all of a sudden her mother seen that Ghost was her problem was, so she helped her and healed her. So everything's good to go. But all of a sudden when they came out the building, here come the cops. The cops was coming, so they had to hide Paul Rudd and get him back to the house before they came. And they had his suit blowed up, but it wasn't nobody in it. It was like a big old inflatable suit. So that bought him some time. Got back to the house. Daughter his daughter kind of like helped him out too, and was like, "He's upstairs, he's sick, you wouldn't want to go in there." And by the time the dude went up there, Paul Rudd was in the bathroom saying that he's sick and all that good stuff. And what else happened? How did it end it? How did Ant-Man end it? I forgot the ending, but the two post-credit scenes. Is it two post-credit scenes or one post-credit scene? I think it was two. It could be two. Well, the first post-credit scene was no. The first post-credit scene was, of course, when Ant-Man. It was Ant-Man, Wasp, and her parents. They was all gathering some cellular mechanism healing power thing from the quantum zone, so you can bring it back to the real world and help out like people. So they shrunk him down to size. He gathered some of it in the bottle, and it was time for him to come back in the real world. So 5, 4, 3, 2. They was about to bring her back, but on 2, didn't hear nothing else. Silence. Why? Because Wasp, Hank, and Janet all vanished. Why? Avengers Infinity War. Thanos snapped his fingers, remember? So they vanished, and I think Ant-Man's family vanished, and probably his friends vanished too. And now Ant-Man is trapped in the quantum zone. He's trapped in there, and that's how the movie ended. He's trapped. I don't know how he's going to get back into the real world, but for now, Ant-Man is trapped in the quantum zone. And that's as much as I can remember from Ant-Man and Wasp. All I know is I can't wait to see what's next in the story. Captain Marvel is going to be the next Marvel Cinematic Universe movie that comes out. And Avengers, after that, Avengers Infinity War Part 2. So y'all already know. It's about to go down. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought. If y'all enjoyed my reaction, hit the like, not reaction, movie review. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 3 million subscribers. I'm out of 7,000. See you.